Hello, YouTube. Jumping, jumping Joel Bean, coming at you with part two of customer service. So, I swore I'd never go back to Stouffer's, and I did not. But I thought, well, I'm going to try Giant because they have a Giant there. I went into Giant, and everywhere I turned, people were saying, "Is there anything I can help you with?" And they were so polite and so very helpful. I was amazed. So I get up to the register and I'm like, okay, here's the test. Let's see how they're going to be. And I hadn't gotten a lot of heavy stuff because I didn't know what I was in for when I went up to register. So I did get a 6-pack of soda, and I had gotten some vegetables and fruits and stuff. So I got up to the register and I said, I would like a carry-out. And the cashier says to me, her name was Kara, she said to me, just a second. She looks down, around, and she said, I don't see any stock boys. She said, but that's not a problem. She finished ringing me out. She turned off her light because there was nobody behind me. She turned off her light and she said, I'll carry your groceries out for you, ma'am. And I said, so you know what a carry-out is? She said, yes, ma'am. We do them all the time for our customers. And I said, is there any requirement for it? She said, yes, ma'am, there is. And I said, what is the requirement for you to do a carry-out? And she said, the customer has to request one. She said, if they say, hey, can I have a carry-out? She said, I don't care if it's a child. It doesn't matter to me if it's a customer and they ask me to do a carry-out. I'm getting them a carry-out. She said, it's called customer service. And she looked at me really weird, like, why am I asking? And I said, here's why I'm asking these questions. I went to Stouffer's the other week, and I asked for a carry-out. And first, I was treated like I had two heads. Second, they told me they don't do that. And they all acted like they had no idea what a carry-out was. Now, personally, if you're working at a store and somebody's buying a bunch of merchandise and they ask you for a carry-out, 2 and 2 is 4, They bought a bunch of stuff. Can you carry it out? I mean, it's really not that hard to figure out what a carry-out is at this point. And she said, oh, no, ma'am, I would never say that. She said, if I have a line, she said, I would make an announcement and have somebody from the back come forward to do it. I didn't have a line. I had nobody else. There was other cashiers on. I'm more than glad to turn off my light and take you and take your groceries out for you. She said, it's not a problem for me. She said, it's part of my job. She said, if I don't have customers and I'm not doing good customer service, I won't have customers. She said, and without customers, I don't have a job. She said, and I'm trying to save up for college. She said, so I need a job. She said, and you're so pleasant. It's not like you're demanding things, you're asking. And I said, well, I always do try to be pleasant until pleasant doesn't work. And then I can be rather rude. I said, I try not to be. I said, because I worked customer service for years. And it's a tough job. There's so many different personalities you deal with every day that it can be very rough. I said, but I have told you, I've told Stouffer's I'll never come back there. I said, but I wanted, I thought I'd try Giant. I said, and you have been so pleasant that I will make sure that when I get back on YouTube, because I do have a YouTube channel, and I said, but I'm not on it right now because I'm helping somebody else with a personal journey, not my journey to talk about. So I'm not on YouTube right now because I know that I would discuss this and I don't want to. I said, but I will make sure that I give a shout out to Giant. So she said, well, thank you very much, ma'am. That's wonderful. She was so pleasant. It wasn't even believable. So I thought, this is a fluke. So about a week and a half later, I go back to Giant. So I'm in line and there's a line. And I said, I got a bunch of groceries this time because I knew they did carry-outs. So I got a bunch of stuff. So I get up to the front of the line and I pay for my groceries and I say, oh, I need a carry-out. They immediately got on the phone, called a stock boy because there was a line. And The stock boy immediately came up, said, "How can I help you?" And I'm like, "I need a carry out." And they were like, "Yes, ma'am. Do you want me to push the cart? You want to push the cart? How do you want to do this?" And at the time, I was driving my husband's truck by this time, and it's very high. Like, he brought me a step stool to get into it. It's very high. And this poor this poor gentleman had to lift everything really high to get it into the truck. That's one of the reasons I was definitely needed a carry out, because everything had to be lifted really high to get it in the truck. And he was so kind and so generous. Now, I did not catch his name, but that time too, again, the cashier, there was a bagger. Excellent customer service. Excellent customer service by the gentleman that put my groceries in the car. I cannot say enough about the customer service at the Giant in Mountjoy, Pennsylvania. And I knew I was going to call out Stouffer's. So I also wanted to give a big shout out to Giant for the opposite reason, because they had the best customer service I've ever seen. So again, I want to thank Giant in Mountjoy, Pennsylvania for their wonderful customer service. Thank you. Bye now.